Hi, and welcome to my guide for High Alching for Profit, where I go over 7 paid-to-play items and 3 free-to-play items that will make you some GP per alch. This month, we're going to focus on a little bit different here. We're going to focus on maximum profit per item. So, I'm not going to go over the rare items or items that you can only trade about 8 times every 4 hours. I'm going to go over items that you can consistently buy, as well as make good money on per item. So the very first item we're going to be looking at is going to be Dragon Battle Axes. Now, Dragon Battle Axes are a bit expensive, and unfortunately there's going to be some expensive items in this guide, but these are going to be making you the most volume per item. So currently it looks like it's buying for 118k 910. And the positive to this is that it high alchs for 120k, so that should give you a net profit of about 900 GP per alch. Dragon Battle Axe usually has a volume traded per day around 27,000, so this could be a pretty good item to start off with and consistently buy in high alch. So with the Dragon Battle Axe, you're going to be making around 900 GP per. And when you times that by the 70 buy limit every 4 hours, you're going to be making 63k in profit just on that item. And that's not too bad, considering you can buy these other items while you wait for that 4 hours to get up. The next item on the list is going to be the Dragon Plate Skirt and Plate Legs. These items typically go for around the same. The Plate Legs look like they're going for about a little over 161k. And both of these items have a high alch value of 162k. So again, you're going to be making pretty good profit on this, a little over 800 GP per alch. The Dragon Plate Skirt and Plate Legs both have a trade volume of over 40,000. And this should probably be one of your main items if you're trying to make the most GP per alch and if you have the money to spend. With the Dragon Plate Skirt and the Dragon Plate Legs, you're going to be making roughly around 61 to 62k every 4 hours when you hit the buy limit. Again, this is going to be dependent on how much money you want to spend and how often you can buy these items. The next item on the list is going to be an item that is a little bit more, I think, acceptable for a lot of people, just because it's only around 40k that you can buy it for. And this is the Leaf Bladed Sword. Currently, it looks like it goes for just under 40k, so we'll put it in for 40k exactly. And when high alchs, you can get 40,800 GP per alch. So what that equates to is just under 800 GP profit per alch. The Leaf Bladed Sword isn't a bad substitute. However, it's only traded roughly around 1,000 times a day. So if you're able to pick these up, I would just leave them overnight at a decent buy price, and that way you can maximize your profit. With the Leaf Bladed Sword, you're looking at roughly around 60k. Next on the list is an oldie, Dragon Longsword. And this usually has a buy price of a little under 60k. Currently it looks like it's at about 59k. And when you high alch it, you get a total of 60k back. So with the prices of nats, you're looking at, not too bad, roughly around a little over 800 GP per alch. The Dragon Longsword is an item that is traded pretty often, and just because it's usually a drop from revs, and they are traded around roughly 66,000 times a day. So you should focus on this pretty often when you can and try to hit the buy limit, just because they are traded so often. You could be looking into making around 58k after hitting the buy limit of 70. So the next item on the list is going to be a Rune Hosta, And these are relatively cheap compared to the rest of the items, but it doesn't have as high of a profit margin. Looks like you can get them for around 11,850. So you can get them for around 11,850. You can usually, if you wait long enough, get them a little bit cheaper, but they have a high alch value of 12,480. So with the prices of everything, you look to make roughly around a little over 500 GP per alch. And again, if you can get it cheaper, you'll make more profit, but it's up to you if you want to wait that long. It's usually traded around 1,500 to 2,000 times a day, so this would be another good one to have overnight if you want to have a nice full stock of 70. This one you probably won't make a ton of money on, but it's a good substitute if you're waiting on other items to come in. And if you can hit the buy limit, you're looking at around 42k profit. Up next, we are looking at the Rune Halberd. This item can fluctuate quite a bit. It can go anywhere from 3,700 to 37,700, and it's currently looking like we can get it for around 37,575 Instabot, and that's actually a little bit cheaper, which is even better. And the great thing is this has a nice high alch value, if it will show it, of 38,400. So with high alchs and what we paid for, you're looking at about a total cost of 37,640. So you're making a pretty good margin, almost 900 GP per alch, depending on how cheap you can get it. Again, this item fluctuates quite a bit, so it may be going up and down, but it's consistently under 38k. So worst case, you're still making 300 GP per alch. The Rune Halberd is a good item to focus on because it's traded roughly around 20 to 21,000 times a day, and this means you should be able to pick them up pretty easily for a decent price and always consistently make money. Probably going to be making a little over 40k profit once you hit the buy limit, and these are traded quite often compared to the Rune Hostas. So again, this is a good substitute if you're waiting on other items to come in. Another item that is relatively cheap compared to everything is the regular Dragon Dagger. This goes for around 17,260, and basically it has a high alch value of 1,800. So if you can snag it for around this price with the cost of nature runes, you're looking at about 650 GP per alch. The Dragon Dagger is a common item that's used for PvP, being upgraded, and it's just a decent special weapon. It gets dropped by a lot of monsters and is traded roughly around 50,000 times a day. So this could be another item that you're consistently high alching. With the Dragon Daggers, you're looking at about 38 to 39k after hitting the buy limit. Alright, so now I want to get on over to the free-to-play items. One of the most profitable and highly traded items overall for free-to-play is the Rune Kite Shield. It has a buy price of around 31,900. And as you can see, it has a high value of 32,640. So when you get it for 31,900 and you add the cost of nature runes, you're making about a little under 700 GP per alch, and that's pretty damn good for a free-to-play item. This item has a trade volume of 265,000, so there shouldn't be any problem hitting the buy limit. And this could also be a good substitute for pay-to-play. If your pay-to-play items aren't buying, this would be a good way to consistently high alch. With the Rune Kite Shield, you'll be making just under 40k after hitting the buy limit, which for free-to-play is definitely not bad and can add up after a while. The next one is an old classic that I used to do when I was a noob when I first started, and this is the Rune Longsword. This has a high alch price of 19.2, and currently it looks like it's buying for around 18,550. So When you purchase it for that, you will be making just under 600 GP per alch. Rune longswords are another one that's traded pretty oftenly, around 200,000 times. Same concept, a lot of things drop it, and it's commonly used in free-to-play for high alch. So with the Rune longsword, you're looking at about 35k after hitting the buy limit. And finally, the last item that has a good profit margin for free-to-play is going to be the Rune Pickaxe. A lot of these get traded in-game because of a lot of the wilderness bosses, and currently has a high alch value of 19,200 with a current buy price of around 18,650. And when you can snag it for that, you should be making a juicy profit of about 400 GP per alch. Rune Pickaxe has a pretty good trade volume, around 70,000 a day, so you can easily hit the buy limit on this. And again, another one, since it's only 40, you may want to wait overnight for, and that way you can maximize the amount that you would get. With the Rune Pickaxe, you're looking at about roughly 16k after hitting the buy limit. Unfortunately, since it is only 40, you're going to hit it pretty quickly, but again, it's a good substitute if you're waiting for other items to come in for free to play. Thank you guys for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please leave it a like, comment, and if you could subscribe, that'd be awesome. I have an idea of what I want to do for when I reach 100 subscribers. I really do appreciate it, and yeah, I appreciate it, and I hope you have a good day. Thank you.